Welcome back to Larry's RC room. Hey, we got our Traxxas missing part, so this is part two. We're going to hook up these lights in this Traxxas TRX4 K10 high trail. We've got all of our parts, the 95, what was that? 65, 92 come in, and so we've got it, and we're going to put it up. Here's a little tip, okay? If you want to use the Pro Scale lighting system on your Traxxas TRX4, then order the 6591 kit. That comes with everything that you need from the chassis to the body. And then order your light kits separately. Don't do like was suggested to me and order all these multiple different pieces that you can't use. Traxxas needs to verify that and actually put it into a system kit for the K10 high trail. Hint, Traxxas, hint. We're going to get busy here. So the first thing I want to show you is this Amazon light bar right here. This thing's a push bar. It mounts right up. They're not real bright, but they work. Also, underneath here, instead of rock lights, I had this little light fixture laying around. So I stuck it right up here underneath this plate. I got zip tied in, of course, that's what the red zip tie is for. And then I've got my wiring that I need to tuck up and stick around and all that. Got it wired into a little push button switch. This here is going to go on top of the receiver box. I just soldered the switch into a splitter and got it set up like that. So it all works fine with no problem. Hey, didn't have to worry about ordering parts for that. Just the push bumper grill right there. It comes with the lights from Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description for that. It's nice. It's heavy. Hey, it will add some front end top weight, but not bottom weight. So it's heavy duty. I like it. Okay, so I've got my wiring all tucked away nice and neat. Running back through here. Got my switch mounted, my receiver back on and all that. Yeah, some zip ties, a little bit of wadding up and stuff like that, but it's nice and tucked away. Everything's going to clear. All the linkages and all the shift servos and all that stuff, it's all clearing. Traxxas stuff over here. There is your 6592 right there. That was installed previously when I found out that I needed the 6593, which I've got now. So I'm going to start putting my lights from the, what is that number, 80, there it is. I'm going to put these lights in my body and put the 6593 in the body, and we're going to see what it all jives out like. Now, this right here, I noticed on this bar with the lights that the back holes are going to have to be oblong looking, it looks like, because the body itself has got dimples for lineups, but I think this one back here is going to have to go with bigger cutouts. I'm hoping that I can do that without oversizing them too much. We'll find out for this bar right here. Yep. Be right back with you. Okay, so I'm reading the instructions and I'm looking at all this and I'm going, okay, all that goes together like so. Not a problem. Then I come back over here and I notice this notation right here. Before installing the body with the LED light kit installed on the chassis, trim the front fenders, inner fenders, as shown below for additional side marker light clearance. Note if the end fenders have a dot below the location marking, see illustration to the right, no trimming is required. Okay, so if they've got a dot, I have to look at my chassis and see if I have to cut my fenders or not for my inner fenders for this body. Cool. That's a good note there, Traxxas. Should have put that on the front page. Well, okay. Looks like these have got the dot left front. There's a little divot right there. And the right front, there's a little divot right there, and there's a dot. So I do believe we're in good shape and I don't have to trim my fenders after all. Okay, so for taking this apart and assembly, disassembly and reassembly, I'm using my Bondus ball head driver 1.5 millimeter. And that fits these screws that's in the light housings that's already there, which you will have to probably reuse. So don't lose those screws, whatever you do, because I don't think this comes with much more than 1 or 2 extra screws. I don't know, I'm looking at it. Anyways, 1.5 millimeter. Let's do this. All right, so I've got the front light in the left front there with the side marker plugged in. Here's your side marker. It just clicks right in. It's pretty simple to do. Just got to make sure that you route it around their grouping of wires, and then it just clicks right in right there like that. I've got these pushed back up this way. I do believe there's a zip tie that holds those and zip tie that holds this. Probably this whole grouping right here on this side for a zip tie that goes around all that. It's got zip tie placements in the instructions to place your zip ties along the chassis rails as you go. So we'll worry about zip tying here in a little bit, and I'll show it to you when it's all said and done. Okay, with the tail lights, they're just kind of a push in kind of 5 millimeter for the brake and running light, and then a 3 millimeter for the reverse light. They just kind of push right in. There's no disassembly required on that. It just pushes in to the back side of the bracket, and the lenses are already there. There's no sense in disassembling on that. So, the problem that I'm seeing right now, though, is with this light bar roll cage. It's on the back side. I have a foam rubber piece right here and a foam rubber piece right here. The dimples for lining up the roll bar are right beneath that. That kind of puts me in a wondering dilemma. Did I prematurely zip tie the back side of this? Because am I going to have to remove this whole frame carriage just to get the roll bar in? We're about to find out. Let's go to the instruction sheet from Traxxas. All right, so for the finishing touches here, 9262X, which is the Traxxas roll bar with the lights in it. I'm hoping you can see this, but it looks like Traxxas's mold is a little bit off here. This side, it's racking pretty hard. This side's pretty well done, down. This is all down. But this side is sticking way up in the air. So that's pretty screwed up, Traxxas. Your little mold piece is not working out very good, so anyways, foam rubber I mentioned earlier, this kit does come with 2 other pieces of foam rubber. So I'm almost positive that I'll have to take the whole thing apart and put these pieces on. We'll do that. I'm going to look at the instructions yet, and we'll find out exactly what transpires. Okay, so it doesn't say anything about removing this inner cage. However, I am choosing to remove it because it takes a 13 millimeter hole back here. Now the front holes were half a hole off according to the dimples in the body. So I've had to increase those, laying them backwards. These here I checked, and there's the dimple in the body, and guess what? It's not lining up with them either. So I did not punch it at the dimple of the body yet. So I will probably have to increase the size on those. As you might be able to see that the back legs, the ears are kind of oblong oval. And the front ones, thank God, they've got enough meat around them to hide a oblong hole. These have got a little bit less meat around them. So, and you got to make sure that this side gets punched big enough for your wire lead to go through. But we're going to do this. In order to do the removal of the cage, of course, you got to take your door handles off, and then the cage just lifts right out with a little bit of flexibility on the front and the back. Now we're ready to punch our 13 millimeter oblong holes, which I guess the X-Acto knife will come into play again. Traxxas didn't mention anything about doing this, but I'm just telling you, prepare to do this, to put this roll bar with light in your truck. Anyways, be prepared to spend a little bit of time whittling on your holes and test fitting and whittling and test fitting and whittling. And when you go to put your caps on for mounting, make sure that you pay attention to that part of it. It says right rear, left rear. Now that little tab right there goes into the little groove that's into the roll bar back here, and that lines it all up or ties it all together or whatever. I have no idea. But Traxxas has kind of dropped the ball on this situation too. It's not a mark and hole punch and line right up kind of situation. It's really not fitting very well so far. I'm hoping the top side looks better. We're about to find out. Okay, so I've got it mounted up, and it's pretty well centered up. With all the whittling that I had to do, just take your time and make these holes as close as you can to the edges from the bottom side, and you should be in good shape. But like I said, remember, you're going to have to take that inner brace out of here to do this job, okay? Now, it says to take the foam rubber off of the inner brace, and they provide you with new foam rubber, which I'm about to do that step right now and put it back in. But like I said, kind of go as according to the edges of the body lines as you ream these holes out or trim these holes out. It's time consuming, but it can be done. Having fun, laughing, playing, and RCing with Traxxas. Alright, so I've got the chassis or the body brace module back into it. Make sure that when you put this clip thing in here, that you put it in the right place. It's got a knob, and it's got another knob on that back screw. Make sure that back screw, because this thing's universal, make sure that back screw right there goes over that knob on the back side facing the rear of the truck right there. So let's get this thing buttoned up. Let's get some zip ties in it and put that module that was missing before in this thing so I can plug it all up and see how it works. Well, okay, we've got everything plugged up into the distribution block. Now, I did have to refer to Traxxas.com and ask the question, because nowhere in any instructions, even on this 6593 instructions, does it tell you where to plug in an accessory light bar. That's pretty sad, Traxxas. You know, you ought to break down all this stuff in your little user's manuals here so that people will know where to plug stuff in without being, oh my God, now I have to contact them again. Here we go. So anyways, Chris there, thank you in the chat, Traxxas.com. We got it plugged into M as he stated to do. Now I'll finish zip tying this thing up. Then we'll put a battery in this truck and we're going to see what it looks like. Yay! Well, okay, I've got everything plugged in. My body's laying over to the side so I can access the control buttons on this Traxxas power thing. So I'm going to hit my control button for the mode or for the signal. Okay, so there's the signal right there, and it doesn't do nothing. So if I push and hold the signal, and I turn, and it doesn't do nothing. So if I hit my mode, it turns on the dim light. I have no top light yet, so I'll hit my mode again, and I still have no top light. I got brights, and I have side markers, and I have those. Okay, so if I turn my wheel, I have no signal. I have no signal. Huh, that ain't good. What's up with that, Traxxas? Here's the tail lights. I do have reverse lights. Okay, no brake lights. Still have nothing on my light bar. Okay, after playing with all the plug-ins and all that stuff, I finally got the light bar to light up. I had to plug it in port number N, which is the yellow port, to get them to light up. I can't get my turn signals to work on this rig at all. It will not come on with the signals. It's a mess, man. Those signals should be flashing right there. Hey, I've bought freaking $12 kits that's easier and more efficient and more effective to light up vehicles before in my life. I recommend, if you want lights on your Traxxas vehicle, unless it's a 21 Bronco, that you do not buy Traxxas kits. Traxxas kits are ridiculously stupid and their wiring makes no sense whatsoever. That's my opinion. Traxxas, you have dropped the ball on this thing from the word go. This is a massacred mess, and I am sick and tired of it. So I'm going to run it like this. Now, I've got my rock light, and I've got my light bar down here, and it's working. And look at that. Look at that right there. Yes, look at that. Hey, that's Amazon, man. And down here, that's a Larry's RC room right there. Look at that. Heck yeah, babe. Traxxas, hear me out. You're done in Larry's RC room. This will be the last Traxxas I have. Goodbye. Hey, y'all have fun laughing, playing, and RCing, and then have more fun laughing, playing, and RCing. I know one thing for sure. I am over Traxxas. This K10 has done me up for Traxxas. This is a $600 truck, or at least 180 in these lights from Traxxas. All their modules. You know, Traxxas, you dropped the ball from square one with this thing. The light bar, this bar back here, this bed bar, it don't even jive with your daggone dimples, bud. Your dimples ain't even in the right place. And then you have to dig a hole out so oblong that you hope that it covers with your cover plates. Yeah, Traxxas, you've really dropped the ball on this. I am totally over it. It's taken me 3 hours to put a simple light kit together, plus another day on the other film. Hey, this is video too. I finally got it to light up. K10's lit up. I've ranted and raved enough. I'm going to tell you right now, I'll never buy another Traxxas light kit. I'll build them myself, or I'll buy them from Amazon or My Trick RC. I've used Exceed light kits and things that have full-blown functions, and they've only cost 30 bucks. Come with all the LEDs you ever need, and signals, reverse lights, brake lights, and beams on the front. All right, and they are expandable too. So, yeah, I won't buy no more. I recommend that you go to My Trick RC. All right, get with Dan. Okay, he's a supporter of 11 Charlie. Ooh, and hey, that's where it's at. All right. Hey, y'all, thanks for watching this part 2. I hope I helped you out with this Traxxas junk, because that's exactly what I call it. See my little collection back here? Yeah, it's grown quite substantially, and I'm enjoying all of them as much as I can. I've got some that's in front of me that you can't see on camera. I've got my drift cars, and my son's got a drift car over here, and we're just having fun with this stuff. That's what it's all about. And Traxxas is trying to kill the fun. They're after greed. They're after your money. They're after everything that they can get from you, and then expect you to be okay with it. You know, hey, it's raining outside. Oh, wait a minute, I'm peeing down your back. Yeah, okay, Traxxas. Hey, you guys have a good one. All right. Remember, do something nice for somebody. All right. It's that time of year. Merry Christmas coming up. Yes, sir. The reason for the season, Jesus Christ. He is the one that took the price and paid the bill in full. So I appreciate that, Jesus. I love you. Bye-bye.